Mm-hmm. I guess I should go ahead and introduce the show. Hey, everyone. Welcome to the podcast. My name's Ro. I'm the Stone Genius. You know me. I'm often stoned. I'm always a genius. The person in the background doesn't know I'm recording already. This time it's not Bobby. So generally when I'm recording and they don't know it's Bobby, I got a sound for that. Okay. We got Jason. What are you doing, Jason?
Damn it, Ro. I was up here. It sounded like because you're 6 to 8 minutes late on your phone call.
So then shouldn't you be more ready then?
7:59 means 8:08, I guess. I don't know.
It does. And you'll have to listen to the last podcast that comes out tomorrow to find out me and time. So I don't move at the same time everyone else does.
I guess not.
That's why I don't see. That's why I don't see things. When I go into a room and look for something and it's not there, and when I come back it is there, it's because initially I went in too fast and the simulation wasn't able to populate everything that was supposed to be in that room.
Do you have that issue about going in too fast? You should take it slow.
You like to take everything to the sex place, don't you?
Yeah, I do actually. I do.
So tomorrow's your birthday. How old are you going to be? As of the recording of this, tomorrow's your birthday. How old are you going to be?
In 3 hours and 51 minutes, I will be 50.
Are you excited? Hold on.
50.
That's all you get. Are you excited about 50?
No.
Why?
I'm dreading it.
Oh.
Because I'm still unemployed. I'm looking for a job, and nobody wants me.
No one wants you unless you're young and dumb.
I guess so, and unvaccinated too, because I am unvaccinated. So, you had to be a Democrat, and you had to be vaccinated to get a fucking job. Oh, pardon my French there.
You know what? You should. I think there's going to be an opening where I work because they have decided that even though everyone has tested positive, that it's okay to be at work.
Well, I'm not gonna. No.
Yeah. So I opted. I have not gone in, and so as of the time of this recording, I work with 7 other people. 5 of them have tested positive within the last 3 days. One of them were almost positive was patient 0 because they sound the worst, but they don't have health insurance because it's too expensive. Even though they're 50 some odd years old, they don't have health insurance because it's too expensive. So they won't even get tested. So I'm almost positive it's 6 out of 7. And I know this 7th person got tested today. My guess is that they are positive because otherwise I think they would have texted me and said, hey, we're the only 2 negative. So I'm almost positive that everyone I work with is positive, except for me. I've taken multiple tests, and so I refuse to go in. I mean, and so someone from work sent me a text saying, would you have closed the store? And I'm like, fuck yeah, I would have. I'm not gonna, I mean, as a customer, the best way if I'm a customer of yours, the best way for you to get punched would be for you to say, I have a highly contagious disease, but I decided I'd be here in front of you anyway.
Yeah. Makes sense.
I mean, because to me, that's considered assault. So when I curb stomp your ass, I will do what. It's going to be very hard for me to go into a court and not be able to find people that will agree with me. But
I mean, you don't have anything to worry about because A, you're vaccinated, and B, COVID is not really an actual disease. It's just a flu.
So do you really believe all this stupid stuff you say? Or do you just try? Are you just trying to get with me? Because literally, like I've talked about babies that were born in toilets, and generally I'm concentrating on the mothers that were dumb enough to not know they were pregnant and have a baby in a toilet in the first place. But I've always wanted to find a baby that was born in a toilet, and guess what? I don't know, but if I was to guess based on how they process information and their view of the world, you may have been a toilet baby.
No, I wasn't.
How do you
And
know
no,
this?
I don't believe in that stuff. You know me, and I'm just like, I just like to
So you
trigger
don't believe
people.
in so now you don't believe in
I
toilet
go
babies. So
for.
that's what you're saying, Jason. Now you're so far out there you don't even believe babies are born in toilets?
I'm a round earther, and you still believe I believe in flat Earth. I'm not a flat earther. I'm a round earther. I
So
still don't think we've landed on the moon, and NASA or whoever just said the other day that they're planning for a moon expedition before 2025.
So I have been planning to go on an expedition of Uranus.
It's never been explored before, so yeah.
So what you need to it needs to be shaved. That's probably why it hasn't been explored. Although I will say that mine is shaved and it has not been explored either.
Well, that's because yours is the Milky Way.
What? That doesn't even make sense. I don't know what that means. Yeah. So here's my thing. So so we're talking about vaccinations and stuff like that. So yeah, so I am vaccinated, but because of my psoriatic arthritis, I take a medicine that shots that drastically reduce my immune system. So I am I'm vulnerable, and that's why I don't. And then I don't want to bring it home either. So I refuse to be. If someone is that just. That ticks me off.
Let me ask you something. So Bobby is a dentist, right? So she deals around with people's mouths all day, and don't you think that she's gonna be probably the one that's gonna bring it home now?
But she hasn't. Bobby has never gotten it, to our knowledge.
You need to hold on. Let me knock on wood because.
Hold on. You said it was fake to begin with, so why do you need to knock on wood for it?
Because. Like I said, I like to trigger people, and I can push your buttons anytime I want. I know what to say, and it sets you off, and I thrive on it. I love it.
No, I'm just
a fucking troll.
I just feel I feel so bad because there's someone that I work with who this is the phrase that I will use. I can't believe they can survive in the wild, like meaning that they can live on their own. I am just baffled by that they can even.
Many of those people that you work with that have COVID are vaccinated versus those that aren't?
Oh, I have no idea. I don't give a shit whether someone is vaccinated or not. But
if you ask for their card, you need to ask for the vaccine card.
Well, here's the deal. If that's a business, then fuck you. You don't shop at that business. And if I have a business and I want a vaccination card and you don't want to provide it, fuck off. I don't give a shit. You don't have any rights. It's my business. You can go fuck yourself. I'll help you fuck yourself. I will buy the utensil that you can go fuck yourself with. I don't give a shit. You can do what you can do whatever you want. If there's a place and it says you need to wear a mask, I'm gonna wear a mask because that's a rule. I mean, it would be the same way as if you came to my house and I had a strict "don't come in my house with dog shit on your shoes," and you're like, "Fuck you, I'm gonna come in anyway." We're gonna have some problems. That's the same way. If I have a rule, you need a mask in my house or around my family or around me at a certain time, then that's my rule. And I'm not gonna enforce my rule outside my own domain, but everyone else can fuck off. Remember, I'm the alpha. I eat you. You don't eat me.
We're 7 minutes in, and this is the most F-bombs I've ever heard on this podcast.
Well, so here's the deal, because I don't I have given no shits about whether I don't really talk about I talk about what I do. I don't talk about where I work, and I don't talk about my coworkers by names. I mean, they're easily identifiable. It'd be like describing the Three Stooges. I mean, that's literally what I work with. And
they probably listen to this too, so you don't want to.
Oh no! I see. So there's zero shits that I give at this point because I've already turned our store into the health department. Because even though they can't do anything to enforce the laws or invest,
you ratted your fucking employees out.
Oh yeah, I did. They can go to hell, all of them. I mean, and the owner. And he can listen. I will tell him he can listen to because he's the one that came in on Monday or Tuesday. He came in on Tuesday fucking knowing he was positive. He came in and exposed me, and it took it to take it home. And then you know what he does? He takes the rest of the week off and has these other fuckers work. So he doesn't need to work when he.
Right there.
Well, yeah. Well, he's a New Yorker, so he thinks that things work a certain way. But here in the Midwest, they work a little differently. So, but that's all right.
Well, that's the Democratic point of view right there, right? So yeah that's what you're swimming in.
So the reason I turned him into the health department was so that if there is a ground zero, because most of the people that we deal with are elderly and have compromised immune systems to begin with. So if there is a ground zero of an outbreak, I want them to know that it was intentionally done, that it was done with malice. They knew that they had tested positive, didn't give a shit about anyone else. They still decided to show up. Because there's no cleaning. It's not like they're wiping shit down either. Like at the beginning of the pandemic, I worked at Best Buy, and we wiped down after every customer. Everything got wiped down, and there's none of that going on here. So now that Let me
ask you something. When you're wiping stuff down, when you guys go to the bathroom, how do you know that toilet seat's not been wiped down?
Well, just like washing your hands, I wash before. So here's the deal. I don't understand why people wash after they go to the bathroom. So I'm going to just talk about guys because I'm a guy. I have a penis. You know what? If I'm out and about doing stuff, I don't want to grab my...
Are you sure you have a penis? Because we've never discussed your pronouns. What pronouns do you use?
I will answer. I'll answer to anything. I don't give two fucking shits about pronouns or anything else. So, yeah, most people call me sir. Is what most people call me. So
I mean, I only know two pronouns, and that's dick and cunt. That's all I know.
Alrighty then. So, but yeah, it pisses me off that these motherfuckers don't give enough shit, and then having someone that literally I think is one of the dumbest people I've ever met, asking me, would I have closed the store? Yeah, I would have, because I'm not stupid like you.
You need to wipe down everything if you're going to be working in there, or if you ever go back in there, like the fucking register, the front door, the bathroom door, any doorknob, anything that anybody would fucking touch, you need to wipe down.
Well, and see, that's the thing
if they're doing that to you, they're not only doing that to you, but they're also doing that to the fucking public. The people that come in there and look at the schmick and schmuck shoes that they sell.
Well, and that's why I turned them into the health department. Because like I say, if there's a ground zero, especially if there's anyone that gets severely ill and they are trying to find a pattern or a cluster of how these people are tied together, that's why I wanted there to be a report, a date, and a time. And here's the thing about me. I mean, I'm pretty laid back. I mean, you know what? If I walk into a room and I don't like what's going on, guess what? I leave the room. I don't stand there and complain about it. I'll just turn around and leave. But if I don't like something that's going on, I may turn around and leave that room and go, oh, you should go look there's a lemon party going on there. You may not want that going on in the church sanctuary. I mean, I don't know where that...
Yeah, you may not want that to go over to Oklahoma Joe's and infect everybody over there with your coughing and shit.
Yeah. So, yeah, needless to say, so here was the deal. So we don't even have cleaning supplies at work, like wipes and stuff, like normal. I mean, we have, we would have normal cleaning supplies, but we don't have cleaning supplies that are specific and in the quantities that we would need to be cleaning after every employee. I mean, after every customer. So Bobby had actually given me, she goes, well, here, you can take stuff from our house and clean. And I'm like, I don't feel like I should have to take from our stuff from our house, our personal supplies, to my work that I need to clean up after other motherfuckers that are showing up once they know they're, I mean, it's one thing to, the last time I had COVID, I woke up like at 4 o'clock in the morning. I was working at Best Buy. And the deal was at the time with Best Buy is if you thought you had COVID, you could request them overnight you a test kit. You would overnight it back to them. You would be paid during this time. If it was negative, you could go back to work. If it was positive, they paid you for 10 days, going back to day one. I mean, they were paying you anyway.
That was 2020 and 2021 when they actually gave a shit, and now they just want people to die.
Well, and I understand. So, but with me, I can't remember if I worked the previous day or not. But anyway, I remember I woke up at 4 a.m. and I was like, I knew I had it. I mean, I felt like it was like if I had been run over by a truck and been probed anally by aliens at the same exact time. That's how I felt. And
that's a Tuesday night for you, though.
It is really. Well, it's a Thursday night, actually. So, I mean, I'm older now. So it used to be a Tuesday. It used to be a Monday. I mean, hey, I was up for anything on Mondays. Now it's like a average Thursday night. But so I requested my test. I got it. I submit, but I knew I was sick. And so I texted and said, hey, I knew immediately. But as soon as I started feeling bad, I started quarantining myself. And that's still the guidelines. If you test positive, you are supposed to be quarantined, isolated for 5 days. And whether people go, well, I don't want, that's fine. But that's the guideline. And if I come to see you at your place of business and that's not your rules, that's fine. Because I can choose whether I want to shop there or not. But you don't get to come into my fucking business and say, if I have a rule saying you don't get to do that, you don't get to do that. And that's one of the benefits about being me is at 56, I still have had no one that said that they wanted to stay in my establishment after I asked them to leave. No one stayed. We'll just put it that way at 56. So I'm not overly concerned about, especially, yeah, I'm really fucking I'm been out of shape about this.
Row. Do me a favor real quick.
I need to smoke.
You need to take a good long hit.
Yeah. No, because I'm pissed. Like I say.
No, I know, but I want you to take a good long hit because I want you to just like. I mean, it's good that you take out your stress out on not out on me, but I am a good listener. But I'm serious, so just take like a good hit, a couple deep breaths, and then we can just like.
Yes.
Continue.
Yeah. No, I'm livid. I mean, the lack of concern.
I mean, the more that you talk about it, I'm like, dude. Well, a part of me is happy, or not happy, but relieved that I'm not working, because if I'm working and going through something like you're going through, I would fucking freak.
Yeah.
Just like you are. Yeah.
I mean, because we have some medical conditions in our family that I'm not bringing that home to either. I mean, it's not like we're young.
That's like if I go to Shields and they don't disclose that, hey, we've had at the front door, they should have a sign saying we've had multiple employees, just a forewarning, that have come down with COVID. Enter at your own risk. I'm like, oh, I'll just go down to fucking Bass Pro. Do they have a sign up? No. Okay, I'll get something at Bass Pro.
And I have no problem with
wherever.
Yeah, and I agree with that. And so that this dumbass sent me a text when they asked me whether I would shut the store. I was like, I'm like, without missing a beat, it's like, yes, I would have shut the store. It sucks, but that's one of the penance of being the owner. That's one reason I am doing the job that I want, because I want to go to a place and sell and then go home. I don't want to do shit on the outside. I don't want to put any more effort than I need to, because you know what? They're paying me for exactly the effort I'm giving them. They want more effort. They can pay me more to do that. But they wanted me to hit a certain number. I hit that certain number. So that's why I go. But I am not going to go. And the thing is, next week is we have one of our biggest sales of the year. And as a commission salesperson, I was very much looking forward to that. Well, so one person just tested positive today. So Monday is going to be day 4. So they technically shouldn't be back until Wednesday at the soonest.
Yep.
But I'm going to have to fight, because right now I want to be like, well, I'm just not going to show up. And you guys are not only going to have to pay me to not be there, you're going to have to pay me whatever the average commission is for the salespeople that are there during this time. You're going to have to pay me that commission.
But here's the deal. I think those rules no longer conform to your ideal standards, and they'll probably just fire you if you don't show up.
Well, so here's the thing. And this is a reason I chose this company. Is they do not have an arbitration clause. Every other company. So here's also the thing. So I've been interviewing for a manager position back at Best Buy. So I started this after this started this week. On Tuesday, this happened. Wednesday, guess what? I'm interviewing for a position because that's when the owner came in and spent 8 hours with me, knowing that he was positive, had tested positive.
And he didn't tell you.
No, not until the end of the day. He did say it, but he was wearing a mask, and I was pissed, so I was gonna. But so I have to take that. The person that is positive. So here's the thing that also pissed me off, because this is what I hate dealing with fucking low IQ people, because So here's the deal. Now you have the owner has tested positive for COVID. And then one of the two employees, so me and the other guy, one of us is positive and one is negative. So what does he do? He sends the guy who's positive home. Why wouldn't you fucking keep him and you both be positive? If you're going to be, so why expose me? You motherfucker. I mean, yeah, I'm pissed about this. And the more I talk about it, they can fuck off. They won't fire me because I circle. So I circle back to the whole arbitration clause. Like most companies, they have you sign before you even fill out an application an arbitration clause, which I had to do with Best Buy, even going back. But I will tell you, they will treat you a lot better than what's going on. But the thing about the non-arbitration clause or not having an arbitration clause is that, especially because it would almost seem like retaliation at this point, knowing that I have made a whistleblower call into the health department about their business, that it would seem like it would be almost retaliatory at this point to let me go. So, and that's all right, because the other thing that I have going in my favor without the arbitration clause is some of the employees that they have this uncanny knack of not being able to shut the fuck up. I mean, they literally would be the worst in a deposition. Like, if there was anything you needed to hide in the slightest bit, you don't want these two people taking a deposition about anything. So, I'm not overly concerned. I mean, the Lord, the universe, however, I'm going to say the Lord because I'm a Christian. The Lord provides for me. So, if they decide to fire me, then so be it. They can. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and go out on a limb and say I'll be okay. That's all I'll say.
I think you will be too.
Yeah. Bro. Oh, you know what I did? So I listened to you and I packed a bowl and I never smoked it. So you need to talk for a few seconds.
Oh, I can talk. So I have a question for you, just as we're talking about stupid people. So if two stupid people procreate,
it doesn't happen. I saw your note. I'll stop you right there. So it's called deviation. So each IQ set is made up of a deviation. Generally, so it's below 70, it would be called whatever the fuck you want to call it now. Retarded, that's how I grew up. So anything below that, mentally challenged, whatever you want to call under 70. And then it goes like from 71, I think it goes to generally 80, and then it goes 80 to 90, and then your mid-range goes from generally 90 to 110 or 95 to 115. That's called average. And then you have three deviations over that. So you have 115 to 124, 125 to like 132 and 132 and above. What those mean are, so this is what, we talk about this a lot in the high IQ society because people have trouble finding, and this is why they join the high IQ societies, because they have trouble talking to a normal person of normal IQ. When someone's IQ is... So here, I'll just use me as an example. My IQ is 136. The average IQ on the high end on the reports for the U.S. is 103. That's average. So I am 33 points above the average person in the United States. So 33 points below 103 is 70. And that's where imbecile, retarded, mentally handicapped, whatever it's called, that is
slow.
That's 70. So the deviation, and I'm not even on the high end. I'm just outside the top 1%. I know a lot of people in the society. I'm the dumb one in the society. So I am well aware of that. But the difference between me and the average person is the same as the average person is from someone who has an IQ of 70, which you would find very difficult to talk to. Like if you're around people, those are people that are going to be special education type students. And those people that generally work with them have a gift and a calling to do that, and a grace that I personally don't have. But that's the same. So when I'm talking to an average person or someone of geniuses, it's like talking the average person talking to an imbecile. So it's very hard to find someone. So generally, you can't be more than one deviation apart. Your deviations have to touch, and if they don't, then it becomes very difficult. So Bobby, I'm a 136. Bobby's a 122. So she's one deviation below me, which is perfect because we rub up against each other, which is exactly how we like it. Hold on. There we go. I haven't done any sounds.
Yeah, motherfucker, I haven't been doing no sounds.
I'm going to throw a wrench in this. So what happens if two stupid people procreate and their child is a perfect, like a genius?
You haven't listened to all the podcasts. So there are many of my beliefs that I've held for a long time, that I've held since before I met Bobby, while I met Bobby, and I continue to hold. One of those beliefs is, and I've said it many times on this podcast, even the story, is that one of my beliefs is that you should have to take a test to be able to have children.
Yeah,
because
I know that.
I always say that if you have to have a license to cut someone's hair, then you need to have a license to have a child. But then one time Bobby and I had been doing some things, and then like after a few days, I had been rationalizing this, and I told Bobby, I go, I think I've changed my mind. I no longer think people need to take a test. And literally, Bobby was like shocked. She the look. She was actually. I have a sound for that. Dang it. That was the sound. Yeah. So anyway, I said I had changed my mind, and she was like, "Really?" And she goes, "What made you change your mind?" And I go, and I know how this sounds, but I'm literally being honest. And she does know that. It doesn't mean that it's any nicer of me to say, but I said, there is no test I could have developed for your parents that they would have passed that I would have allowed them to have kids. And if they didn't have kids, Bobby would have never been born, and I would have never met Bobby, and my life wouldn't have been fulfilled. So I don't know how shit happens. But yeah, There should be a bottom, though, at some point. Like maybe a combined. Like maybe your combined IQs need to reach something. That way, if
you ever thought about doing like a DNA test, to see
I am not doing that.
To see
for
what
obvious
your
reasons.
Previous family was like from 200, 500, 600 years ago, just to see what your lineage is.
I'm going to say that I probably don't want to find that out.
Why?
I don't. I mean, my best guess would be I would be sprinkled with darkness. I mean like that evil, that type of. I have a feeling that I have a feeling that there's probably that you'd go, oh. Really, that person's in their life.
You probably think that you're related to like the sheriff of Nottingham type.
But yeah, I mean, I'm not a big Robin Hood, and I think that's the reference you're going with. I'm not a big Robin Hood fan, so I don't want to fully say yes to that because I don't know what exactly he is. But I have said, and I even told one of the partners that there's a reason I'm doing my penance at the store I am. Because like I say, I'm just doing sales. I don't want responsibility because sometimes I'll have to send you. I'm going to send you a reel because I think I sent it to myself. The reel is it says tigers thinking they're a boss until a Siberian walks in. And it's like all these tigers, and then the Siberian tiger walks in, and literally one of the male tigers just lays on its back with its legs up in the air. And but I have a tendency to, excuse me, I had a cough.
Alpha. You are alpha. Come on, okay.
Well, no, I mean, and I've told them that I have a nasty streak in me, and I have a personality that doesn't give a shit. I mean, like I can turn stuff on and off, so I tell people it's not a good trait. That's why I try to hide it.
Is it difficult to be married to you? I mean, does Bobby
yeah. Oh, I can't even imagine. Yeah. So here's the thing. I always think about like other lives, like lives that we may have, like in a past life, if reincarnation is real.
Are you talking like soul evolution, where you have to live many lives, and as you live and die, you progress through the soul evolution?
Well, yeah, and I kept thinking about how awesome I must have been in a previous life to get everything I have now. I mean, I have wonderful children. I have a beautiful wife. I mean, my life's been like, if someone said, what's the most tragic thing that happened to you? I could not answer immediately. I'd be like, I mean, it would take me a while. I mean, there's nothing that's been that tragic that's happened in my life. And, there's always tomorrow, thank goodness. But I mean, I just have always felt kind of blessed, and yeah. So, I mean, I am. Man, what were we talking about? See, now I took that big hit.
We're talking about your 3,153 body count, and I think you maybe just had, is that per stroke, or are you just counting your stroke?
So here's the math. So we did the math. So it should be 547. So here's the problem, that people inflate stuff. Like if someone's like, oh, I saw Johnny last weekend had a couple beers, and then someone's like, oh, I heard Johnny last weekend had 4 beers. Oh yeah, I heard Johnny had a dozen beers. And so everything always gets expanded. So I think people would start throwing out numbers, and it didn't mean anything to me, so I just kind of ignored them or went by, and then those numbers got so inflated. So, but there was a math behind that when Bobby and I figured it out. So the math was, how many times a week do you think that I used to have sex? And it was 3 times a week, because we just based it on averages.
3 different partners a week?
Three times a week. So hold on. So this is how the math works. So 3 times a week, because I go, do you think that when I was single, I had it more or less? She goes, probably more. And I go, well, let's say the same as now. I go, what's that number? What do we average? She goes, 3 times a week. So we use that. So over a 52-week year, that's 156 times a year.
That's pretty fucking low.
So 156 times a year, and then times 7 years, because I was sexually active for 7 years before I met Bobby. So that comes up to like 1,092. And then I ask, I go, how many times do you think I was with, how many times do you think it was one and done with a person? What percentage? And what percentage do you think I like went back to the well like I was with so because we had nailed down the number of times. 1,092. And then it was like, so what percentage do you think was one and done? What percentage do you think? And she goes, well, I think 50% was one and done. So what we did, so you cut that number in half, because 50% of the time we're saying it's one and done, so which is 546. And that means that one person, and it could have been 1, it could have been 545. But it was at least 1, and so we just added 1. So we figured that the minimum count was that. But what I always say, because a lot of people freak out about that, here's the deal about that, everything that surrounds that. First of all, it doesn't matter the number before Bobby. I had no sexually transmitted diseases. I had no kids out there, so there.
That you knew of.
No, that. There were no kids out there. So the number, once I met Bobby, was 0 after that. And I always say, would you rather that number be like 500 and then I meet you and you're 501, but that stays 501 for the rest of my life? Or would you rather you have been the first, but now I'm on number 3? I've only slept with 3 people, but I mean, so that's kind of my thought there. And the other thing is, best case scenario, Bobby went home with me 3 hours after we met. I mean, that would probably be the longest amount of time. I don't think I showed up until probably 11 o'clock at the bar, and the bars close at 2. So I'm saying longest amount, maybe 4 hours, 3 or 4 hours, and she went home with me. But the weird thing is, I knew the next morning, I told my roommate that I met the girl I was going to spend the rest of my life with, that I was going to marry and spend the rest of my life with. And
that's sweet. Okay, so next question: do you prefer when you were banging out all these women? Do you prefer
it was just a physical act? It was just a physical act. Do you prefer
the experienced women versus the low body count bitches?
I was never contemplating any of that.
Really?
Yeah.
So it didn't matter to you if the vag was like, you had to tie a 2x4 before you climbed in, or if it was like super duper tight, you're like, oh my God, this is the best ever. I'm going to enjoy,
it was just a physical act. I don't think I ever took any of that into consideration.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever banged twins or sisters?
Nope.
Separate or together?
Nope. Not that I know of.
But you've been in threesomes, right?
Nope.
Well, okay, so how can you talk about being in threesomes or prepare for threesomes or orgy if you haven't been in any of those?
No, because I am prepared for a threesome or orgy. My preparedness is I want to sit it out. I have no desire to be in a threesome or an orgy.
I always thought you meant the opposite. I thought you were always whoring yourself out before Bobby.
No. I've had 2 very outright where it was obvious that that's what the other 2 women wanted, and neither time was I in. I just was. So the first time I thought they were going to rob me. The second time they were so drunk. I was like, no, this is not. Because they weren't like. I think the first 2 girls were a couple, and then they wanted me, and the other girls I think were just so drunk. I was like, we should try this, and I'm like, yeah, no. But that's what I mean. So I always be prepared. I'm not saying if someone wants to be in a threesome or orgy, have at it. I mean, I don't have a problem with that. I have thought about it. If you talk to Bobby, I barely know how to take care of her. I mean, half the time I'm injuring myself when I'm with her, and the other half, I don't know what to do with myself. So adding another person into that, no, that would be horrible. I am going to send you a old Norm Macdonald clip, though, about threesomes, which is one of the funniest things I ever have seen. And it's low quality. It's on YouTube, but I will find it. I'll send it to you because it is hilarious.
Did you ever have any like long relationships before Bobby?
No.
So it was just all just fucking and meet them and fuck them and leave them.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I've talked about this. I'm just, so here's the deal. Like it was just me, like so when I met Bobby, like I asked her, like within maybe an hour of meeting her, I actually said, I would really like to kiss you. So it wasn't a question. It was a statement. I would really like to kiss you. That's all I said. I was just making a statement I thrown out there. And she replied, well, why don't you then?
Kiss her where?
On the mouth. We're at a bar still. So, but I threw that out. I mean, most people aren't even throwing shit like that out. And I was always like, so when I learned how to sell, which turned into selling myself, I guess, at some point. But when I learned how to sell, it was always like the worst thing they can say is no. And you know what? If they say no and they mean it, you move on to the next customer. It's not that big a deal.
Now you're calling women your past partners customers. So were you a gigolo? Were you getting paid for it?
I wish. I mean, seriously, if I could go back and retroactively charge them, I would.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I would.
How much would you have charged?
A lot. So here's the deal. So Liv LaRue is going to be on the program again here shortly, and she is going to not only be on the program, she's going to be on the program with her friend and partner, who sometimes are in threesomes together. And then not only that, we're going to do it on video. So I may or may not be clothed. Now, we're not going to be together, but I don't know. I just feel like...
Are they looking for threesomes?
Well, you got to pay him. She's a courtesan, but... Yeah, I mean,
yeah, she's a prostitute. No, that's all right.
Yeah, well, you know what? We talk about it. There are certain people.
Maybe I would.
Yeah. So anyway, she was going to mentor me into being a gigolo, but the bottom line is, I get hurt. I get hurt doing the regular stuff, and I'm not gonna. Like, not have fun at home with Bobby because I'm out injuring myself as a gigolo. I would be a horrible gigolo.
Is she a porn star?
Who?
Liv Tyler, whatever you said.
It's not Liv Tyler. It's Liv LaRue.
Oh, okay.
Liv Tyler is Steven Tyler's daughter from the movie Armageddon.
Lord of the Rings, that's
No, I don't know. Don't say Lord of the Rings, because I don't know, because I'm not a nerd. Remember, I'm a Chad. Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the bidets.
Yeah. That's another thing. The only thing that almost gets me as riled up is people that are showing up to work when they've tested positive for the coronavirus. The only thing that has me more chapped is people that don't wash their ass in a bidet, especially my job. So when you come in and you're sitting in front of me and I'm putting your shoes on, your crotch is in I'm in your general groinular area. And I'm going to tell you that feet aren't always the worst thing that we smell. Some people's body odor is, I get it.
You've never fucked, you've never gotten so horny that you fucked a bitch that's like really just like Fermunda cheese down there, and you're like,
no. No.
You're like, oh, I gotta hit it anyway, and then you
no. So I would have
all over your dick.
No, what I would have done is said, yeah, I gotta go. And if they would have said why, I'd be like, eesh. Do you really want me to? I would have excused myself, and I probably wouldn't have been that gracious about it.
Yeah. But sometimes when you're horny, you just gotta have it. You're just like, I don't care. I'm gonna work my way through it. No. And with each stroke is like tuna salad.
No,
this one's like egg salad.
No, it isn't.
Hold the mayo.
Oh my gosh. So, I should give a shout out to my neighbor, because we were talking about birthdays earlier. So one of our neighbors gave me a birthday gift, and I will tell you this. Now, I'm going to change the name of the neighbor because I don't want people to get jealous or really identify him or know who it is. So let's say their name's Jobert, okay? And Jobert gave me, my birthday present was hot tamales and marijuana. Now, this is all this is all I'm going to say. If Bobby would have come to me on my birthday, and she got me a really nice creamsicle and red Buccaneers like hockey jersey. I mean, a hoodie. It's amazing. But if she would have come to me and given me a box of hot tamales and weed, she definitely would have got laid. I'm not saying Jobert would have gotten laid, but I'm saying that those gifts coming from Bobby would have got her laid.
Okay.
It was a great gift. It was what? So I got some great gifts. Are you a good gift giver?
I like to reciprocate anything that's given to me.
Well, I am a horrible gift giver. I am just, and I freaked people out on the High IQ Society. We're talking about birthdays on there, and someone else had started the thread, and I had just made the comment that, no one really remembers my birthday, so it's not a big deal. Well, I always forget because I'm generally not talking just to geniuses and how literal people will take it. And they're like, you don't know the day or the year you were born? And I'm like,
Yeah.
No. I know when I was born. Just no one remembers any of those stories.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, okay. So they but that's the thing when we're talking about when, like Morgan, when Mo was born, she came on the due date. Bobby's water broke like at 4:00 in the morning. Bobby and I had been watching Biodome that night. We had stopped it halfway through because we were tired. So we've never finished Pauly Shore's Biodome. So I don't know what I'm missing in life at this point.
He dies at the end.
Shut up. Say spoiler alert. So anyway, but so her water broke. We remember that. We remember driving because we had to go downtown from Overland Park down to KU Med, and we ran a light down near KU Med. To this day, we still remember the conversation. Like, well, the cops we'll just have them follow us to the hospital and say, there was this whole story. When we got to the hospital, Bobby, even though her water broke, she didn't go into labor for 12 hours, so they induced her. So there's a whole story about the day. We didn't find out what Morgan was going to be before she was born, so we didn't know if we were having a boy or a girl. So there's this whole story about the day she was born, even the day after, because she was born the day before Thanksgiving, the day after. We're at KU Med. And it's almost like a suite. She has this gigantic room. We're overlooking downtown Kansas City. And in 1996 on Thanksgiving Day, and I'm not a Chiefs fan, but I remember the Chiefs played the Lions on Thanksgiving Day because we watched it with our family at the hospital. So there's this whole story about the day she was born and all these people that were there and remember it and probably have, my mom came down and sat in the waiting room, because she didn't know if she was having a granddaughter or didn't know anything. So when I finally went down there, I was like, you have a grandchild, and she about lost her shit because she wanted to know whether it was a girl or a boy. And so she has this different perspective, but none of that means anything to me because, I went home at either 6 weeks or 6 months, depending on what story my mom's telling at that point.
Hey, Rodney.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hey, Roz, what's up? Did you just get home?
Yeah, well, a little bit ago. I've been home for a while.
She went home. She was downstairs taking a shower. I went upstairs to talk to you.
Oh, that's...
We're live right now on his podcast. So
Okay.
You want to say something as part of his highly intelligent circle of friends? You want to bring a subject into the circle tonight?
What are you guys talking about?
We're talking about how his
as a nurse. Why don't we bring someone that is a nurse, someone who is a medical professional in to...
Yeah, listen to this shit. Listen to this.
So the retail establishment that I work at least 5 of the 7 other people, there's 8 of us including me, at least 5 of the people have tested positive. We think the 6th is positive, but they don't have health insurance and they refuse to go get a test done. And the 7th person took a test today, and I swear that I do believe that if they were negative, they would have texted me to say, hey, you and I are negative, because I made a big deal about me being negative, not going in. But these other people that are positive are continuing to show up at work and helping the general public. You as a health professional, what is your take on that?
Oh wait, let's dive into this a little bit further again, because your boss didn't tell you that he was sick, and he spent the whole day working with you when he was sick.
He did, but I at that point, and that's where I would just be able to go to a court and be like, so here's the thing, that when a boss makes you feel that uncomfortable that you can't leave, that's probably not good bossing. So yeah, because he told me, and he goes, well, his wife, who works there also, was negative, but by the end of the day, he said, in fact, this is what I found out, is a person that was off on Tuesday called me and said, what's going on? And this is who we think patient 0 was. And I told him what was going on. And he goes, well, Lewis, sorry, not to use names. I already did. Anyway, I don't give a shit. They said that this person called them, the owner, and they sounded horrible and they were having trouble breathing. And then at that point, his wife had tested positive as well. So I knew that they were positive, but they were already there. I was already with another person that were positive. And like I say, that pisses me off. I mean, that's like, you know what? Here's the deal. If there's 3 people and something needs to be done outside and it's raining and 2 people are already drenched, why would you say, hey, why don't you go take the rest of the day off and then have the other person get drenched instead of just saying, hey, we're both already drenched. Let's just finish this job. I mean, that pisses me off.
So what's your take on this? So what do you think?
If people show up to work with COVID,
Yeah.
well, I mean, I've worked with people that actually, I'm one of them. I'll show up to work sick. And we actually had.
With COVID?
No. Well, I mean, I did have COVID at work and they sent me home.
Yeah, exactly. So they should have sent the sick people home.
Yeah.
And wipe down everything and disinfect everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And most of, like, as soon as, I mean, we get tested a lot. So if we show up with anything, we get tested.
Right.
So it's just, and if you are positive, you can either be admitted or you can go home.
Right.
So and most of us don't want to be admitted.
Right.
So
right.
we go home.
But they're forcing you because they don't, once they know you're positive, they don't want, and so I think there's a certain amount of exposure there too. Like I was telling Jason at the beginning, I ended up turning the situation over to the health department, not so much because I knew they couldn't do anything or there's no laws that they can enforce because they're all guidelines. But if there is an epicenter, I want that to be readily identifiable. That if they go, oh, we seem to be a lot of people in this zip code or this area or this close proximity, and then they go, oh, on this date there was a report turned in that this location, you know, and then they could start tracking it back. That's why I made that. And here's the thing, I know I'm sure they'll get mad at me even when they find out, but at the same time, I don't give a shit. I mean, that I have my other problem was not, if you're going to show up and be positive, then you need to say, don't use some horse shit like, well, I was exposed. No, you're positive. You were exposed and you're positive. Well, I was, why are you? Because we had people coming in and none of these customers have masks on, and all of a sudden, all of us in this store have masks on. They're like, well, why are you guys wearing masks? So the story was because we were exposed. Yeah, we were exposed by other employees that are currently working here that you're in here hanging out with. And you don't have a mask on. It's not like we have it, you should put a mask on because we're all positive. So it shows me, and here's the thing. I say this on the podcast all the time. Listen to what people say, and it's not always just words, it's actions. This shows me a high disregard for others, and so it allows me it gives me the perfect reason to walk away. I mean.
And like when COVID first came out, like in 2020, and, you know, I mean, it got to the point where it became a pandemic.
Right.
I understand, you know, people were complaining all the time that, you know, oh, we have to wear masks. So we have, you know, and healthcare professionals have been doing this for years. We've been doing this. We've been washing our hands, you know, no matter what. I mean, some of us would still end up getting it. But I always kind of, you know, it kind of offended me because, you know, when people would like slam on us wearing masks, or I don't want to wear a mask or whatnot. And I'm just like, I would always say, you know, because you don't say that to a healthcare professional.
Right. Yeah.
We've been wearing masks from the get-go. So it's like,
well, I used to say, yeah, during the pandemic, I would say that people were like, I don't want to wear a mask. I can't breathe. And I'm like, guy, I hope you never have to have surgery.
And so it's just like when people would say that, I said, you know what I wish that somebody, I said, I don't like wearing isolation gear. I said, they make us wear these tacky yellow isolation gowns that you sweat in, that you put over your clothes. I said, and I can't wear them naked. I said, I have a cousin that works for Cedar-Sinai Medical Center in California. And we were always kind of teasing each other because nurses have some weird, sick sense of humor.
That's
how we
why they
get
show
through
up in so many
everything.
porns, I think.
Yeah. And she would always tell me, she's like, okay, Rosalind, she's like, look at this. I get to wear a biohazard suit and I get to go naked underneath yours, underneath my biohazard suit. What do you get to wear? I get to wear these stupid yellow isolation gowns and I can't go naked underneath it. So, and when people would just be like, are you serious? You joke about that? And I said, yeah. So when people would say, we don't want to wear a mask, I would always come back and say, you know what I'd like is for somebody to make those yellow isolation gowns so I can go naked underneath them. That is my whole thing.
And why can't you go naked underneath them?
Because they're see-through. They're see-through. You're wearing them over your scrubs and you can see through them. They're pretty much like plastic.
But you would still, it's still protecting you, even though they can just see you naked.
Yeah, but
then who gives a shit? If you want to wear it naked, you just wear it naked, Rosalind.
And so it would, and then most of the time people, when they would say that, I would show them the yellow isolation gown and they would shut up because I would be wearing that all day long in 2020.
Yeah.
She could wear it and then sit on my face and we'll see.
And so, people would just...
Vagisil not included.
So people would just be like, they would shut up. And then, when they were confined to their home, we had letters, healthcare professionals, we all had a letter that meant that we could go out and do our job. So anytime we had to leave for work, or we got to carry a letter. And when people are like, I'm confined at home, I don't like it. You know what? You could go with me. If you really want to go out and, see how difficult it is, I'll tell you what, here is the thing. You come with me. I do maybe a 16-hour, let's do a 12-hour, 14-hour, easy peasy. It's very easy. You help me, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. You come with me, I will take you wherever you want to go. You want to go to the grocery store, I'll take you there because I have a letter. I have power.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, and people would just be like, no, we don't want to do that because
I don't know if you're aware of this, but most people are whiny little bitches.
So it just kind of bothered me. And, I would tell people that. I said, why didn't, and one time I was telling my boss I work with, the provider I work with, and he was like, you actually told people that? And I said, yeah. And he's like, and how many people jumped on that, Rosalind? I said, well, actually nobody, but, I still offered,
Right.
I'm a nice person. So, if people want to come with me, I have my letter, and I offered to take them wherever they wanted to go, as long as they come with me and help me out. But nobody really wanted to do that because, I think nursing is one of the easiest jobs in healthcare.
Well,
no, you don't have to be smart. You really, I don't consider myself one of the smartest people. There's other jobs that make more money than nurses.
Well, I will tell you this. I don't know a lot about the nursing profession. It's either when I've been in for one of my many surgeries, and so generally I'm out of it anyway, I'm under anesthesia, or the few porns I've seen usually go around, there's nurses involved for some reason. So I think that's probably why it just doesn't look like, it looks like your job is just like a lot of sex at the hospital. Like, I don't know if that's what you do at your hospital, but in most of the, and I won't call them documentaries because it is pornography, but I think most of those nurses spend more of their time, instead of taking care of the sick, that they are getting sick with the patients.
Well, I mean, because pretty much anybody can be a nurse. And when people are like, they tell me, I wish I could do your job. I was like, why couldn't you? It's not that hard.
So are you being serious? It's really not that hard?
No, it's not.
Yeah, I think it would be. Because I will tell you, I'm a horrible patient. So I'm just speaking.
Remember that the next time when you go see your doctor and what she's telling you, because you're going to be like, oh, you know what they're talking about?
Actually, Bobby always gets upset with me because of the way I treat nurses. And it's because I treat them so well.
You're going to trigger my wife now.
I treat them so well. She goes, why can't, and this goes back to the other thing I said. She goes, why can't you treat everyone like you treat nurses? I go, because most of the porn I've seen has nurses in it, so I need to be nice to them. Because I just always thought that's how it started. Like, a guy goes in like with a stomach ache, and then all of a sudden his doctor, who's a hot doctor, and then the nurse, who's a hot nurse, all of a sudden they're like taking his vitals, but they're not really taking his vitals. It's sex. So so I like to have fun with them too. I forget, one night I went to an after hours clinic, and I had to get some shot or something. I don't remember. And so anyway, they wanted me, I needed to hang out for like 15 minutes to make sure I didn't have some sort of allergic reaction to the shot. Yeah. And so I was sitting out in the hallway, and they totally stopped paying attention to me. Like, because they're like, in case you pass out or something. I was like, okay. So they're not paying attention to me. And like, so it was someone's birthday that night. So everyone was like back there gossiping and being, oh, my birthday and all this. So as a joke, I decided I'd lay down on the floor and contort my arms and legs. Like maybe I had fallen out of the chair. So I lay on the floor, that I kicked the wall, and they freaked the fuck out. It was fun because they come running. Oh, and as soon as they're like, call, I was like, no, don't call anyone. I'm just kidding. And I go, you guys just sound like you're having so much fun. I just wanted to ruin it for you. So to all the nurses I did that to that night at College Park Family Care, you're welcome.
Because like Jason is one of the smartest guys I know. And he
flat earther. What? What?
Well, I mean, compared to the fact that he's genius level IQ compared to my IQ, I told him, you could probably do my job like 50 million times over. I mean, everything I'm doing, I mean, you're probably laughing because it's so simplistic. Everything I do is very simplistic.
Is it too late for Jason to become a nurse?
I mean, I can deal with filleting a fish, but I can't deal with other people's human liquids they have inside them. The body fluids, I can't deal with the blood and the piss and the shit and the urine and everything else.
Roz, what do you think Jason would look like in a candy striper uniform?
I think he'd look pretty hot. Actually.
Hold on. As I'm saying that, I'm like that hasn't already happened. Like I'm saying that like, well, if he ever decided to dress up like a candy striper, but I have a feeling that that's been a role play at least once. Just knowing Jason like I do.
They're volunteers. They usually wear dresses.
Yeah, no, that's not going to happen.
No, you don't have to wear a dress.
I'm not going to wear a dress because that's not my part of my pronoun vocabulary.
Whatever. Yeah, here's the deal, Jason. If you wore a fucking dress, you would love it. It is so comfortable to wear a dress. I
could probably handle wearing a kilt. But I'm not going to wear a fucking dress.
Okay,
sorry.
Do you know why men stopped wearing like kilts and skirts and dresses?
Because balls were dragging on the ground like mine.
No, once we domesticated horses and started riding horses, it was necessary to have some sort of other type of clothing on our bottom half. But I say it's like but see, here's the thing so let me just say this. This is the thing that I think is a disconnect, because why do you see the only reason you say that you'll wear a kilt, that is a fucking skirt. It's just by Irishmen, and you think, well, that's all right because I've seen guys wear it, and if I wear this, then they'll know that I'm not gay. Like if I just wore like a pink skirt or any color skirt you want that wasn't a kilt, it wasn't a tartan mesh, you didn't have your sporran in on the front, you didn't have your leg garters, so none of that's going on. People may just say, oh wow, he's wearing a skirt. See, I think that's why you say kilt and you're okay with it. Why can't you just say I would wear a skirt? Come on, Jason, you can do it. Say it. Did you hang up on me? Okay, so I had to get back on with Jason and Roz because we got disconnected. Something happened there. So all I was saying is you say that you wear a kilt, but you think that's a guy thing. A kilt is just a fucking skirt for Scottish people.
No, I said I would wear a kilt if I had to. It's not a skirt. I'm not in a skirt. I don't want to wear a skirt or a dress.
I'm telling you. So here's the thing. You got to get over it. So back in like So growing up and spending time on the beach and stuff, it is not uncommon to change on the beach. So a lot of times I would have like I don't give a shit. I would call it
going naked. I thought you went to school naked.
So I would have I would put a sarong up above on top. I mean around my waist high, and then I'd pull my shorts off underneath. My wet shorts off, and then I would just wear that until I got to wherever I needed to change or whatever. And I mean, I would
wear high heels with that too.
Well, I would have people say shit most of the time because they would call me names. They would say stuff because I was wearing something that looked like a sarong. You know what? I didn't give a shit. The only reason that they were upset is because they were threatened because they wouldn't be able to pull off what I'm able to pull off. And I don't have a problem with that. But they would say
sarongs on women are hot. Sarongs on men are so wrong. Sarongs are so wrong.
So here's the thing. It doesn't need to be hot. Just because that's not how you should have to classify something as it's hot or not. Because here's the thing. I've seen plenty of women in sarong that it's not hot in any way, shape, or fucking form. So it's not women are hot in sarongs and men are not hot.
All women are beautiful, right?
No. Fuck no. Hell
Sure
fuck
are.
no. Hell fuck
no.
no.
You're so callous.
No.
You're so mean, Rodney. You're so callous.
No. I mean, gosh, maybe less than 10%. Maybe 8% is even passable to look at. I mean, there's a reason that Troll Doll is so popular. It's most people would look up to and go, God, I wish I could only be as cute as that troll. Fuck no. The human population is ugly and hideous as a whole. That's why I'm so lucky that for whatever reason, God was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to give him height, intelligence, blue eyes, good looks. Ah! Hold on. No. There we go. Yeah. I very much like myself, if you can't tell.
I guess so.
Yeah. But I will tell you, there's only one reason I talk so well about myself. It's because I'm so awesome. That's why.
He is so awesome. I love him so much. That's why I'm his rabid Wolverine. Nom 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 nom.
That's probably the most annoying voice you have. My wife is like rolling her eyes.
Hey, Roz, what's up?
Nothing
I'm going to
much.
put this head in your voice all night. Jason's going to be like, give me my 50th birthday present, lady. And all you're going to hear is this voice. You're going to be like, oh, I can't. Oh, no, I hear that rabid Wolverine and all I want is his furry little ears on my neck. Grrr, grrr, grrr. Aha, aha. I I actually enjoy this voice quite a bit.
I get my 50th birthday present like every other night. So anyway.
Okay. Well, then it's not a birthday.
do.
Then it's not a birthday present, is it?
I mean, every time, and it's like eating steak and potatoes. Well, she always tells me, "You're going to get tired of eating steak and potatoes." I'm like, "Look, I am a carnivore. I eat meat. I eat steak and potatoes. I love my steak and potatoes."
Is that covert for eating ass?
No, that would be tater salad if I was going to do that, and I'm not a fan of.
I think that's
tater salad.
I think that's the prison version of it, tater salad, or maybe that's the far south version of it. Because I think
Probably.
that doesn't. Because I will tell you,
never
once.
South version is Watergate salad, is what I think.
So never once have I said, Bobby, I'd really like your tater salad. That is not that has never come out of my mouth. And now that it has come out of my mouth, I wish I could make it not have come out of my mouth. I was gonna say go back in my mouth, but
to reverberate. Let me tell you.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see. So, have you found any?
Talk about how I almost ended up on the news.
Oh yeah. So there's a something about a gas station.
And Robin doesn't know about this yet. So I went down to a gas station because there's only so I've got a 2007 Dodge Ram 1500 Bighorn Edition V8. It's got a Hemi in it truck. Okay.
You got balls on it.
It only runs on 89 grade gas. There's no gas stations around here. There's one in Mound City. There's one on almost halfway down to Fort Scott that has 89 grade gas. No one around here carries 89. It's either 87 or high premium. My truck will not run on it. I have to. It fucks with the fuel filter and all that shit. It fucks with the engine. It makes it go pow pow pow. It's not supposed to go pow pow pow. Anyway, back to my point. I went down there. I was gonna go fishing. I was getting ready to go fishing the next day. It would have been on what day? What it was Monday. When you remember? Okay, by the way, you remember Andrew Jewell?
Yeah.
So he came down and fished on Monday. He took the day off and came down and fished on Monday.
Nice.
So Sunday I went down to get gas so I could be ready to go. And lo and behold, I get down there, and I grow my hair out. It takes about 2.5 years to grow it out to 13.
You won't wear a dress, but now you have nice long locks. But go ahead.
Well, I have nice long locks in my mother's name because I lost her 4 years ago now. I guess it's been 4 years. I lost her 4 years ago to stage 4 ovarian cancer. So I grow out my hair. It takes about 2.5 years out to 13.5 inches, and then I cut it.
If you need me to measure that, I can.
I harvest it and I give it to Wigs for Kids. I used to give it to Locks of Love, but then I found out that those motherfuckers charge cancer patients for donated hair. So never give to Locks of Love. It's always Wigs for Kids because they're free wigs for the kids fighting cancer. Anyway, that's my plug. So I was down there and I was I do prepay. I never pay at the pump. I go inside, and there is part of your generational Father of the Year award, looking pretty ragged. And then I'm not trying to judge, but he was bad. Anyway, had 2 kids with him, and I say kids, they were late teens, and they look at me, and I come in, my hair's windblown.
Are you wearing a dress? With this windblown hair? You're not. Okay.
They start laughing at me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay. And I thought maybe, okay, well, they're just laughing at a joke. I go over and get a drink, and I glance over, and they're both staring at me, pointing and laughing. And I'm a big guy, and I got my hair flowing. and I get a little irked. And I go over and I grab a protein bar, and they break out into like loud, uproarious laughter, including the dad. And I glance back, and they're just like all three are staring at me. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, they probably think I'm a tranny. They probably think I'm whatever. And at that point, I am just like, okay, all right. I start breathing. I try to calm down a little bit because I'm like getting worked up. I'm like, okay, I got to get out of here before this escalates. So I'm walking out, and they make a comment, and I almost, and I should have, but then I was like, nope, I'm gonna be the better man. I just walk on out, and so I get out there, and I'm starting to pump gas, and they come out, and they get in their little vehicle, and they start to pull away, and they mouthed off something, and I'm 6'3", and I'm not. I mean, I was triggered, and I held back. I should have said something, but I kept my cool. I mean, I wanted to reach over and pull that fucking dad out and go some rounds, but I didn't. I did not. And they went on down the road, and they went north, and I'm heading home, right? So I get finished pumping gas, and I get on the road, and they're ahead of me, and I see them up there a couple miles, and I floor it, and I get up there by them, and I look over, and they're kind of like looking at me, and I roll down my window, and I give him the big fucking bird, and I'm like, go fuck yourself. Now, I should have said that earlier. I should have said, when they triggered me inside the gas station, I should have said, hey, you need to teach your kids, a little bit more respect others. But I didn't think... I'm pretty sure it would just bounce off because he was a fucktard. I could tell that he was not a highly intelligent creature.
Can I? You didn't say what they said. Can we ask what they said, or what was it about? What it was referencing?
No, it was about my weight. So yeah. So anyway, I mean, I'm a big guy. I'm 6'3" and a little bit over 400. I'm losing weight, so. It triggered me. I know if my wife was there and if they would have said anything to her, I probably would have been on the news for beating down some father out in the parking lot. But anyway.
So, yeah, and so with me, and so the weird thing about me is I never think about I don't know, I like that type of stuff. I don't even think I know goes on around me. Like if it happens to me, because if someone is laughing and I walk by, I'm just always thinking I'm so much better than everyone else. I could give two shits of someone, but here's the thing: a bee doesn't have to explain to a fly why honey tastes better than shit. I mean, and so I apologize that you had to go through that, and yeah, I would have. I don't know. Yeah, I make a lot of comments.
Days, it would have been bad. I would have had to have corrected somebody.
Right.
But I mean, I would have felt bad if I would have just curb stomped this motherfucker in the ground in front of his two kids who think the dad is a badass, right. And then I have to ruin him. Because I would have fucking gone to American History X on him. I would have just said, bite that fucking curb right there. Okay, bitch, now this is what I mean. Don't fuck with me. Fuck around and find out. Crunch. But I didn't. I'm a good guy.
But hold on. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, you don't have to worry about that. It is funny.
Yeah.
Like and that's the thing is I literally like every once in a while it'll catch me off guard because someone will say we were talking about you. Cuz to me, I live my life like Minecraft. That's how my simulation works. That if it's not in my viewable, like I can't see my family right now, so
Wait. Wait. You told me that you're not a gamer. So why are you using references to Minecraft as a game?
Because Trinity played Minecraft and tried to help me. Tried to get me to help play Minecraft, and I was horrible at it. But that's what I always say, and that's how if this is a simulation would work like Minecraft. You only see what's there. It only is going to represent it's only going to represent what you're looking at and what you can see. So everything behind me, there's nothing there. As I turn around, it fills in all that stuff. That's why I also say, because there are times that I will go in somewhere to look for something. Say like, I'm looking at my desk right now, a flashlight. So there's a flashlight sitting on the desk. And say I go into the room real quick to get the flashlight and it's not there. And I'm like, well, where is it? I start looking around. When I go back, the flashlight's exactly where it should have been. So sometimes I think...
on that rationale, do you think when you go into a dark room and you're trying to look for a flashlight, do you think the flashlight was on before you went in that room and then it was like, oh shit, he's coming, I gotta turn off, and then it turned off and you're like, oh, where's
there wasn't anything behind the wall until I opened the door. That room does not exist.
Now how do you know that aliens weren't behind the wall fucking around with you?
Because if it's a simulation, that's not going to be how it happens.
Okay, so if it's a simulation, then how can you believe in round Earth? Because flat earthers only talk about the world being a simulation.
Well,
gotcha, bitch. Now what?
Well, no. If it is a simulation, they can do whatever you want. No, I'm not. I'm saying if it is a simulation, that could happen because physics don't mean anything, but that also means I'd be able to time travel and everything else. And it can still be around Earth. Just because it's a simulation, I could make it whatever. I could be fucking inner Earth if I wanted to. That could be a different simulation. So my
with that inner Earth, would that inner Earth would you make those inner Earth people vaccinated or unvaccinated?
I don't give a shit. Like I say, I don't give two shits whether someone's vaccinated or not. I do give a shit about rule of law or the rule of a business or a rule of somewhere else. Because here's the thing. Like, if I don't want people... So here's what I think is funny. Like, you have like these stupid people like... say let's use Ted Nugent as an example, because that's one stupid.
Use Democrats as an example.
So let's use Ted Nugent as an example. The whole Bud Light thing, he said that no one he knew was allowed to drink Bud Light in front of him. So if you're going to a party at his house and as a bring your own beer, you couldn't bring Bud Light. He prohibited you from bringing Bud Light. But he thinks that if you're unvaccinated, maybe not him, but people like that will think, oh, I can go and do whatever I want. It's like, we can preclude, oh, you like Bud Light, you're not welcome here. That's fine. You can make that rule. I don't have a problem with you making that rule. But if I make a rule that you need to be vaccinated to come in my place, then you need to be vaccinated. And you don't get to be a whiny little fucking bitch about it. You don't get to say, well, I want to come in anyway. Yeah, you're right, because all the cool people are in here and all the fucktards like you are out there. That's why you're out there, because you're an unvaccinated idiot. That's why you're not in here with me. I don't care whether you're vaccinated or not, but if I have a rule that you can't be in my place, my establishment, and I don't give a shit if someone's unvaccinated and being in my establishment. I actually don't have any problem with that. My problem is right now people that are positive, that have tested positive in there. I don't give a shit if someone's vaccinated. That's on them. But if someone has a rule about something, then I do want you to follow that rule. And if you don't want to, I will help you follow that rule. I have no problem with that.
Do you think that the emergency broadcast signal that was activated on the 4th, do you think that activated the nanotechnology that was in the vaccine and possibly even spread COVID even further?
Probably, yeah. because that sounds rational. I mean, that's what I don't understand.
Do you think
So
5G's all around this? That they're gonna that's why they did the emergency broadcast signal so they can manipulate people's thoughts and ideas from now on going forward.
So have they been manipulating the thoughts and ideas of people in South Korea and Japan? Because they've had 5G for a shit ton of years. They're so far advanced from what we are. We're just little stupid idiots over here because we don't know how to do anything right, but we're number one. Oh, speaking of which, so there's a thing going on in the International High IQ Society. Someone, not American, asked why Americans thought we were number one. I go, so my answer was because we are number one. And they go, well, that's not an answer. I go, being number one is an answer. And so there's been this big back and forth. So everything they say, like they want explanations. I go, when you're number one, you don't need to explain why you're number one. We're just number one at everything. And then they'll throw out stats and facts. And I go, you know who uses stats and facts? Loser. So I'm being like you in that instance. I'm just trying to instigate stuff. But yeah, I get worked up about people that can't follow rules. Like, and I do think it's funny because there's a big difference between left and right and who likes rules and who doesn't. One likes rules way too much and has way too many rules and want there to be a rule for everything and everyone needs to be accepted. And the other one is they just only want the rules that they enjoy at that time to be correct.
Probably,
yeah.
Sorry, what?
Yeah. No, that was it. So that's me. That's me going off on the left and right because they're both idiots. So, yeah, that's what I love about being middle of the road.
That's good. That's good that you can swim in the gray. That there's no black or white. That you prefer just the hanging around on the fence. And if it pleases you, then you'll go one way or another. Or if it benefits you and pleases you, then you'll go the opposite way.
Yeah.
I mean, like if the black side, if it benefits you, then you'll go that way. But if you're going along and you're like, and then the white side throws some shit at you, and you're like, yeah, the white side seems to be greener. On
Are
the
you
other
talking
side
about
of the fence.
races at this point?
No, you were talking about I like swimming in the gray. Well, I mean,
I usually don't.
You can't have your cake and eat it too. You've got to choose one or the other.
No, and so that is me. So here's what I've always said, that like in basketball, I never gave a shit how the refs called the game. I just wanted it to be consistent. I needed to know what I could get away with, basically. And I don't give a shit whether I don't really like the gray area, because the gray area is saying we don't really know what's going on. We're just making. I want there to be rules. I don't care if I'm doing good things or bad things. Honestly, I don't give a shit. If it's going to benefit me at this point, I may be okay with that. I'm just, I like the gray a lot less now than I used to. I used to like swimming in the gray. Now I want black or white, and I will choose. Sometimes I'll choose white. Sometimes I'll choose black. But yeah,
So if white is either wrong or black is right or vice versa, I mean, is that what we're going with here? Is wrong and right? No. If you believe that everybody else is doing wrong, then you'll do right? Or
well, here's the deal. I don't need to take into consideration the other people. I don't need to decide I need to decide what is right or wrong for me to do. And that's what I'm going to do. Like right now with work is career-wise, it's probably not best for me to hold this position, but they can fuck off because I'm not going to expose. I've drawn a line, and I'm not going to go into work and then be a whiny, because if I got sick, because when I got the last time I had COVID, because I think I've had it twice, but the last time, the only confirmed case that I had, I was down for 3 weeks. It was difficult, and I would. That's the other thing. Have an arbitration clause. Guess what? I'm going to sue you for work comp for COVID. If you don't think I'm going to get it, I always get what I want. Now, people might not understand why I want what I want, but I always get what I want. All I have to do is point to Bobby and say that. Now, I had to put a baby in her, which wasn't probably the easiest thing to do.
In Dungeons and Dragons term, the way that we were just talking about.
Okay, I'm not a nerd. You can't say in Dungeons and Dragons term that doesn't mean anything to me.
If you just let me finish. Let me finish. I'm going to make a solid point. You're going to agree with this, okay?
I'm sure I might.
In D&D terms, what you were describing a little bit ago, you would have an alignment of chaotic neutral. Now listen to this. Chaotic neutral characters believe that there is no order to anything, including their own actions. With this as a guiding principle, they tend to follow whatever whim strikes them at the moment. Good and evil are irrelevant when making a decision. Chaotic neutral characters are extremely difficult to deal with. That's you.
Yeah, it is. I would say that is. Yeah.
Now, don't you agree with that? So some things, even though a D&D is a game, a pen and paper game, they bring real life circumstances to.
So hold on. No. I think you misunderstood me. I don't have a problem with D&D the game. It's all the fucking nerds that play it. That's who I have the problem with, not the game itself.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
It's like I don't hate the game. I literally hate the players. So I think that's supposed to be the opposite. But I hate the players, not the game at this point.
It further says that this is you at a T, an individual or an individualist who follows their own heart and generally shirks rules and traditions.
Yep.
Thank you. Chaotic evil.
Chaotic neutral. I actually wrote that down now, so I have that. So I'm gonna get that tattooed across my stomach. Chaotic neutral.
You should. Yeah. Put it on your dick and just call it CN. Hey, Rosalind's got to leave. She's going to go sleep.
Aw, she's got to have rest for tomorrow. It's your 50th birthday.
Well, my 50th birthday is actually in 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Well, do you know what time you were born? So I actually have met I've met my birth mom. So I guess I never even asked till this year. I've known her for like 8 years, maybe. We don't talk that often, but it was funny because I actually talked to her like at 8 o'clock in the evening on my birthday, and she goes, "Well, you weren't born till 11:30 at night." I was like, "Oh, okay." I guess I had never known that. So yeah. So now I know that I was born at 11:30. I'm actually going to talk to her. I want to talk to her on the podcast because I want to talk to my birth mom because she will have stories about like that day and everything. So the one story I did learn this time was in adoptions, at least in 1967, they were supposed to take the baby. The mother was never supposed to hold it, never supposed to see it, just be whisked away. And I guess she says that both her and her mom, my natural grandma, they both held me before they took me away.
Do you still love me even though I'm almost 50?
Why? Why would you have to?
Because he's old as fuck.
I'm just making sure.
Oh, gosh.
You know how much I love you.
Oh,
Yeah,
would you stop? This is like listening to the worst porn and not being able to see it. I mean, now I know. Now I'm assuming what it must be like to be blind when you've accidentally gone to a porn site on your computer. Ew, what are those sounds? No. Should we... One of us needs to wrap this up. We either need to wrap this up or whatever sucky, licky is going on over there. Oh my gosh. I don't.
Man.
That's... I'm not going to say that I know what they all sound like, but that sounded like a prostate massager you were inserting.
Inserting or de-inserting?
I think that would just be called taking it out.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Let me unfasten this.
Okay, so I am chaotic neutral. That's going to be the title of this show, chaotic neutral.
Yes, that would be.
Oh no. If I start getting D&D fans to listen to the podcast, I don't know whether that's good or bad. Here's the thing. I will tell you that just because I'm such a Chad, I'm going to assume that I didn't know that many people that played D&D.
You probably have a huge loyal following now. Your numbers will increase
by the tens.
by the thousands. You wouldn't realize. You have no idea how many people are out there
If
that
I
love playing D&D.
if I get
You
a
know, there's
if I
movie
get a
stars out there that
thousand
actually get together and play D&D.
if I get an extra 1,000 people that start listening to the show because D&D was referenced, I will become a D&D master. I don't know what that means. I don't know if that's a thing, but if it is a thing, and if I am able to do that, I commit to doing it. But I'm going to have to see big numbers because I'm going to tell you that
I think he would be a great character because your imagination. It's all about imagination. If you can imagine in the game what your character can do, yeah, it's about storytelling and trying to imagine what your characters are like and doing in certain circumstances. And a lot of people, they just like stand there and don't do anything.
I splooged on everyone.
Red Warrior needs food badly, that type of thing from Gauntlet. But you probably don't even get that one. But yeah, anyway.
So here's the thing that I'm thinking of doing. I'm gonna, as we're wrapping up, the next show I'm gonna record, maybe not the next one. Coming up soon is gonna be the video podcast. So I've been trying to think of a background. So what do you think about this? I think I'm gonna do a green screen background so that people can add whatever they want. And during the podcast, I'll do certain things with my hands and things so that if people want to add things, they can add whatever they want. I'll just do random things with my hands and people can just add. See, I'm not smart enough to, well, I take that back. I am smart enough to do it. I'm not nerdy enough to figure out how to do the green screen thing. And I know
you should do green screen, and you should do like one setting of like Gladiator Rome, or like in the arena, the Coliseum arena, or maybe underwater where there's like bubbles coming up from where your face is from talking underwater.
So, I will tell you this, and I'm going to say this on this podcast because maybe it will hold me to do it because I'm going to have to buy the outfit. But this podcast won't be out until I've actually recorded the video podcast. So I'm going to be recording the very first video episode of the Stone Genius podcast with friend of the show, Tim Lytell. And when he's on, so he did the movie Man Baby. So my idea is I'm going to dress like Man Baby. So I'll have a bib on and a bonnet. And I think he has a cigar, because why would I think I'm going to replace, if it is a cigar, I think I will replace it with a joint. But that's how I'm planning on doing the very first Stone Genius video podcast ever.
I wish I could take your video card, or not your video card, but your first, your
first video.
Yeah. But I can understand it because you don't want to scare off the listeners because I'm kind of hideous. I'll be 50 years old and contemplating, why I've done the things I've done to get to where I'm at and all the things that I've not succeeded. And yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
I'm
it is what it is.
A moment.
We're exactly where we're supposed to be.
I think I'm gonna go down and get fucking drunk on Buffalo Trace. I just want to throw that out there that Buffalo Trace bourbon from Kentucky is the best bourbon. If you've never drank Buffalo Trace, I highly recommend Buffalo Trace.
We are not sponsored by Buffalo Trace, but Buffalo Trace, if you're listening, we could always use your sponsorship. So here's my other thing. To wrap up this show, to tie in minute 140 with minute 1, maybe this is the
wait, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Have you ever used Duke Cannon soap yet?
No.
Do I need to next time I stop by, and I'll make sure that I wear a mask.
I use on my undercarriage. On my undercarriage, I use very gentle soaps and conditioners. There's a lot of use going on in that area, and so I'm needing it to be well groomed, well conditioned, and so I'm Duke Cannon. That doesn't even know. I'm I'm gonna say no to just the name.
It is soft soap.
If you wrote Yves Saint Laurent on it or Laurent, whatever it's called, and you gave it, I would totally use that soap. But Duke Cannon, no.
Do you prefer when you take a shower, hard water or soft water? Because I think you're a soft water guy. Because I don't think you don't have any hair on your body. Because I've seen you in your fucking Speedo and Instagram. That's you need to like change. Don't wear and.
No,
your
hard
Speedo
water
outfits need to fucking go, okay?
No,
your
they don't.
Speedo swimsuit needs to go.
So why are you so concerned? Why are you keep looking at that and bringing that up? That is
because
for me. I wear that suit for me.
Instagram, since I'm following you, that fucking naked Speedo shit pops up on my fucking Instagram. I'm like, what the? I'm gonna have to unfollow you, just like all the reels. I told you don't send me so many reels.
So if I do a few more of those, then you'll finally unfollow me. That's all.
Don't send me so many reels, man.
I was looking for the number of what it took. So the Speedo is for me. It's always for me. So no one needs to worry about that. So I'm
unemployed, and the amount of reels that you send me each day on Instagram, I'm like, dude, I can't even.
When was the
watch
last
all
time
these
when was the last time I sent you a reel?
Never.
Okay. I bet
but
you.
I still think I sent you 20, at least 20 yesterday. I was like, oh, he's gonna like this. Oh, he's gonna like this. One of these days you'll catch up. You'll log into that messenger that on Instagram, and you'll be like, holy shit, Jason, you've sent me 400,000 reels. I'm not gonna watch all these, and you're just gonna
When you sent me one reel, I told you I wasn't gonna watch all these. It didn't need to be more than one reel. Okay. Jason, thanks for letting me get some stuff off my chest. What I was going to say is maybe this whole thing at my work is the catalyst to get me to do this full time. Who the heck knows?
Maybe I need to come up there and do it in person with you, and then I can be naked, and you can just look at my schlong.
No. See, that's when it's wrong. You're wanting to be naked for someone else. When I want to be naked, it's for myself. I'll wear a
dress for you, okay? I'll come up and wear a dress.
No, you won't. No, you won't. You say
shaved balls and my cock hanging out.
You'll say that you're gonna wear a dress and you're gonna wear a kilt, and then you're gonna say that somehow that makes it okay because it's a kilt and you're a dude. It's still a skirt, okay? That's
I'll wear
fine.
lederhosen before I wear a skirt.
Seriously, what my ideal outfit would be like a belt with
You've
just
never
like a
worn a skirt in your life. Don't lie.
With a so there's some debate on whether Trinity still has a shirt or not. If they do, because they think they may have given it away, if they still have it, I will take pictures in it. So it is a see-through mesh shirt that I was gonna wear to the Machine Gun Kelly concert last summer. I never did, and I don't think we have any pictures of me in it. But I do want to keep the shirt because I'm bold enough to wear that. So I'm bold enough to wear about anything. I mean, I don't really have a problem with, because I don't give two shits what people think about me. Because when I do stuff, I do it for myself. So I was gonna say my ideal outfit would be just like a belt, like a terry cloth belt, and then like a towel that hung just above.
Wait. Terry cloth makes my dick hard. I love terry cloth. I really feel it.
Why? Okay, now it can't be terry cloth either. So now I have a burlap belt because I don't think you can ruin burlap for me. And then I would have. Then I would just have something over my butt. And it's not because I want to cover my butt, because it's not like, I mean, if people want to look at my butt, that's fine, but it's not out there for that. It's just so that when I sit down,
terry cloth makes me hard is because the Hooters chicks wear terry cloth.
What?
The shorts, the Hooters chicks.
They're terry cloth now? I have obviously not been into a Hooters in a while.
I would fuck the fuck out of some of those girls up there at Hooters in terry cloth. I wear terry cloth.
All the girls that are gonna get there tomorrow to do coffee at Scooters are like, oh shit. Oh man, have you already started your Buffalo Trace, by the way?
I took a shot already. I'm
Okay.
good.
Okay, just wondering.
I need
So-
about 5 more, and it takes me a little bit. It takes me a little bit longer. Bigger guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but I'm getting there.
Okay, good.
About 2 o'clock in the morning, about another 4 or 5 hours. You know what I'd like to do? I'd like for you to like invite me up sometime,
Oh no, I already don't like where this is going.
and you give me an edible, and you'll be there because you're experienced. And I bring my wife with me, and
No,
she
no, no,
can
no,
be
no,
there
no, no,
too.
no. I'm just gonna be upfront with you, Jason. You're bigger than me. If you like fell on me or you fell down or if something happened, I would not be able to. This is a legitimate.
That's why it needs to be at your place, because I don't want it to be here. I want it to be there.
But I mean,
That way, if I
it
go
would be a
down, then I'm
legitimate
taking you
concern
with
about
me.
mine. It literally would be a legitimate concern about that because everyone's different with edibles, and I don't know how people are going to react because I've seen a couple people like freak out, and I think they were more in their head than anything else. But so I can't find someone. I've had in the past. I've had in the past. I've had the chocolate mushroom candy bars, but it's because I've never done that and tripped on that. I've tried it like in microdose. So I've never taken it where I've actually been like what I'd say tripping or high on mushrooms or anything like that. So I'm afraid to do that. And I don't know. So that's one of my concerns. And, you know, if I could find someone, then I'm concerned. Well, could you control? Like, I don't know how I'd react. Like, if I decide I'm going to go outside and walk into, I don't know what the fuck. I mean, I think I'm like overthinking this, but who knows? So
I think I would end up, it would be like Pulp Fiction where they put the steroid shot and they're hot.
I think that you would be much better. I think you would be much better off smoking because to me, smoking is much more controllable. You'll know if it's going to onset, if it's going to hit you, it's going to take you 3 to 5 minutes before that starts to hit you generally. And then typically you can judge about 2 hours. If you're an experienced smoker and you're smoking the same strain, you should be able to even narrow that time better, whether it's extended or shortened. But yeah, I mean, to me, flower would be a lot more controllable. I mean, because then I would be like, I'm not worried because I would be able to tell you exactly how you will probably, not exactly, but I would be able to guess with a certain success rate of how you would react to the flower.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, edibles don't do anything to me. I keep getting things like, I love the Fireball gummies. They are so good. But man, so every once in a while I'll see like 1,000 milligram bag on there, or maybe it's a 500 milligram bag. And I'm like, I think I could eat that whole bag and it still wouldn't affect me. And I'm talking 500 milligrams. And I know that Bobby can do like maybe 15 to 20 milligrams and she will feel it. So that's how different I just don't get anything out of gummies.
What keeps somebody from just popping like 2 or 3 packs like that and just going at it?
Well, in my instance, it's my system metabolizes it too quickly. It processes it before it hits my system. Because a lot of times gummies are more like an extended release. And that's why some people don't like them because like when you smoke 3 to 5 minutes, that's when it's going to hit you. Sometimes even quicker than that. But 5 minutes, you're going to feel it. And then you can feel it for strains you should have an expected amount of time that it's going to have legs or it's going to last. So with those type of things, but with edibles, a lot of people get in trouble because they'll do an edible and then it may be an hour and 15 minutes and they don't feel anything and then do another edible. And right after they do that other edible, that first one kicks in and then they're in trouble because they're, and, I don't mean that, but I mean, sometimes and that's the problem.
Like the Wolf on Wall Street, when he's taking those old drugs and he's like, this ain't taking effect. And he's just popping them left and right. And then all of a sudden he can't drive his Lamborghini down the road and he's hitting all the cars.
Right. Yeah. And I think it's less about that. I think they're more easily controllable. The problem so he was more like a heavy or represented as a heavy user and thought he could handle the amount of drugs. I do love that scene where he thinks he drove home safely. And then,
Quaaludes, I think. Quaaludes or some shit.
Yeah. So, but with so like when Bobby, she first tried edibles, and we joke about this now, is she's holding her hands up, waving her hands like kind of like back and forth, saying, I can't move my arms and I can't speak. What? Yeah, and so sometimes because and I know that when I started smoking, that I sometimes felt the same way. I would be sitting on the couch and just like being couch lock, and I'd be like, man, I can't do anything, and I legit had to be like, well, you can get up and do stuff, and I'd be like, yeah, I can, and I would get up and just start doing. I mean, I would be. Sometimes you would just get in. Sometimes I still do it. I'll find myself sitting there just watching TV, kind of zoned out. I'm like, oh, I can get up and do. So I know that Bobby sometimes will notice that I'll stand and watch TV. And that's because I want to stay more alert. I feel like if I sit on the couch, I may get into like a couch lock, and I don't want that. So I'll actually stand because I feel like I'm more engaged with my environment instead of sitting. So I think it's more controllable with flour, which is why I always prefer it. I know what I'm going to get. Edibles, I wish they worked. I mean, I wish I could take 1 or 2 edibles and really enjoy it like people do that I've seen them. Because I do think it's a different feeling. I think it's a different type of high that you're, and maybe not necessarily, but when I see it, they just seemed, and they are, I mean, it's a different person than me. It's not like I'm looking in a mirror, but I just see that their reaction from edibles generally do not mirror my reactions. And not that I don't laugh or giggle or have the munchies or whatever with flour. I would still have that with the edibles and vice versa. I'm not sure that it's always, so, but yeah, no, we could do that. It was funny with Bobby. And then another time, she did it on the 4th of July, and she just we were at the pool, and she just got kind of nervous because it was one of her first time, and she didn't know what to expect. And so sometimes you're like, well, everyone can tell I'm nervous. Everyone can tell I'm this, and Bobby, now granted, I am probably a high quantity user, so I may, but Bobby's told me, she goes, most of the time I can't tell when you're high anymore or when you're smoking. She has no idea besides the smell or whatever. So she wouldn't know because it just doesn't affect me like that anymore. And I'm doing it for pain or so I have an appetite or whatever. So, but yeah, they are fun. I mean,
one quick question
Sure.
before you let me go.
Yes.
So how's
Dakota? Here's the deal. Like, you see her now and you're like, and you were going to put her down twice, like within a 4-day period. Yeah, she was that bad. And even our vet had said, the problem is now she just got off all of her pills, like within the last few days. Not all of them, but she went from like 17 pills a day down to, I think, 3. So she's starting to act more like she did pre-injury because I guess the spinal stenosis has been there, so pre-aggravating the injury, which is very difficult because she wants to run with the other dogs, and I refuse to, because if she tweaks her back like that again, we cannot go through that again. And he says that it's so bad and that's what's hard because she sees. So tonight we went outside, and to our east there is Lefty, and to our west is Mia, and they're both these little tiny dogs, and we have this big Doberman. And so Dakota was outside. I have her on a leash, and she sees Lefty, and she wants to go over towards Lefty, and I'm like, no, you can't get all excited. So we start walking the other way, and then she sees Mia, and Mia sees her. Well, Mia and Lefty can't see each other, but Mia sees Dakota, so Mia barks at Dakota. Well, Lefty hears Mia bark, so he barks. And then she hears that, so they're barking back and forth. And then Dakota's getting all riled up, so I had to bring her inside. So she is doing exceptionally well. But she literally, We've had to take toys away from her that she wants to shake, because I seriously see her shaking her head and just like falling over, like her back going out.
Yeah.
So, and we can't, it was a very difficult time for a few days because she wasn't able to get up. So she was peeing everywhere. I mean, we went through dozens upon dozens, if not 100, like of those pee mats we were putting. I mean, we had bought these like waterproof, like pet blankets, like huge, like bigger than king size, covering everywhere so that if she laid on the floor, and then we were doing laundry 20, it was horrendous. So thank you for asking. She was doing much better. I almost want to say too good at this point. And I know that sounds stupid because I want her to be in the best health possible, but now I feel like the asshole that won't let her do anything because she thinks, oh, I'm healthy now. And we all feel like that. I mean,
Yeah.
That's why I'm having my knee replacement replaced, because once my knee replacement felt okay, I started doing stuff I probably shouldn't have. So, yeah, well.
Including fucking. You're supposed to not do the fucking part.
I've injured my legs before, but I haven't injured my knee before doing that.
Because the next thing will be your dick. What happens when you
No.
break your dick?
I don't want that to happen. I'm very lucky that in every sex injury that I've had, and I've had quite a few, that none of them involved my penis.
Yeah.
At least not the injuries to me.
Cowgirl on you sometime, and when she's doing the reverse, and it's switching position mid-stroke, you're going to be just like,
Nope.
don't go
No.
that
No, why? No.
It's going to go like this.
No. It's always full dismount, switch, but no, we're not that young anymore. What the fuck are you talking about?
Actually, it's going to sound more like this. Hey, Bobby, switch over. Okay.
I don't know. A, what those sounds were supposed to be, or B, what you were using to make those sounds. But here, no. Don't tell me. I don't want to know. No. I don't want to know. No one wants to know. None of us want to know. I'm like, I did an instant poll of the audience that's still listening, and not a single one of them wanted to know that information. So you're welcome. Okay.
That was your dick crumpling like an aluminum can.
Oh my gosh. That was an aluminum can. Okay, everyone.
No, it was a water bottle.
We've been listening to Jason Ernst. Thank you, Jason, for listening to the podcast. Tell Roz, thanks for listening.
Hey, Rodney,
talking.
You're the best ever. I really appreciate you inviting me on tonight when I'm almost my 40s are a couple hours from now. It'll be behind me like a page in the book, and we're on to the next chapter.
I know. Well, I know. And it doesn't get easy. I mean, I just turned 56, and I tell you, like 55 still sounds 50. 56 is definitely 60. I mean, That's just how the math is done. And so that's kind of and actually, we should talk about this sometime. You need to watch The Golden Bachelor. Like, I've only watched the first show. And at the beginning, I thought it was, do you know about The Golden Bachelor?
No, but it makes me want to go out and fuck now, so I don't want to do that.
So the Bachelor this season is a 70-year-old guy.
What?
Yes. So here's the deal. I'm watching, Bobby had already watched it. I'm watching the premiere, and all these ladies. And, I'm like thinking,
Are they in their 30s?
No. Like the youngest is like 60.
Oh, dude,
but here's the thing. No, but they're going, and I'm like, that's not a bad looking older lady for 60. And then I'm like, I just fucking turned 56. I'm literally I'm twice as close to her age as I am my wife's age. Well, not like that. I'm 4 years from that lady's age, and I'm, I guess, 7 years from Bobby. I mean, that it just like, I'm like, what? And that's what made me sad. Like, at first I was like, oh, this is nice that these old people are going to find love. And I'm like, these fuckers are the same age I am.
I can't believe that Bobby was 17 and you were 24 when you guys started dating. That's crazy.
We talk about this all the time. And people may get upset, but if I was 12 and she was 5 and we met, I may not start dating her, but I would definitely shield her from everyone else.
Gross. That's called grooming. That's not shielding. That's grooming, you pedophile.
So, how about this? How about if there's time travel and the people that are actually grooming people How about if that's actually their life partner? Hold on, I got a sound for that.
What?
Well, no, I thought about this. So Bobby and I meet. She's 21, I'm 28. So we're 7 years apart. I knew the minute I met her that I was going to spend the rest of my life with her. I have confirmation of that. I told my roommate, Kristen, that the next morning. She still will verify that story. So I knew immediately. So if I knew I was gonna, if we knew we were gonna,
you were living with a girl, but you dated Bobby?
Yeah, it
Was
was
fucking roommate?
no. This is Kristen's best friend. It was my roommate's best friend. That's how I met her.
Mm.
Yeah. Yep, that's how that works.
Did you ever hit that?
Nope.
She's still single?
Her? I don't know. Probably. I don't know. I mean, we're
Threesome.
still.
There's a
I
threesome
think she is
opportunity.
because I saw her at a funeral last year, and I think that her last name's still the same, so I think it is the same. But anyway, so if we're gonna spend the rest of our lives together, why should we be penalized if we want to start that earlier? If she wanted to start at 7 and I was 14, what's wrong with that? Like if we were able to travel back in time and we knew that we were going to be together forever. Like, but I do think it's funny because people are like, "Oh, that's gross" and everything. It's like, but we're gonna be together forever, and they're like, "But
Doesn't
you can't."
matter. 21 is the cutoff age. Never anything younger than 21.
Okay, you may
Period.
want to tell Jesus's mom that.
Oh, don't go into the religious stuff.
She was like 14 at best.
That was a different time.
No, it wasn't.
It was.
No, it wasn't.
And it wasn't like she had sex with an actual person.
Yeah, it was a ghost. Much better.
Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah, an alien. We know exactly what it was.
And it wasn't a ghost, and it wasn't an alien.
It was an alien. It was an alien.
Yeah, I'm not going to get into this because you're Christian, right? So
yeah. Actually, this is what the first video podcast is going to be about. The first video podcast is going to have a lot about religion.
I don't want to talk about this right before I turn 50 because I don't want to die in my sleep tonight. Because
you had to go to hell?
Pretty much.
Oh, hold on. Well, I mean, let's just say this. Let's just say this. If the people that you know that are definitely going to go to heaven, 100% out of doubt, they're going to heaven. And the 100% people that are going to hell, without a doubt, those people are going to hell. If you need to hang out with them tomorrow night, Saturday night, who do you hang out with? The church people or the heaven people or the hell people?
Heaven.
Why? They're not going to be fun. What the fuck are they going to do? Oh, let's go have an ice cream social.
I'd rather hang out with somebody that has morals that I can actually talk to versus somebody that's going to possibly get me in trouble on the earthly plane.
No, so now see, here's what you're doing. You're saying that they don't have morals. They just have different morals than you. That's yeah.
No, because now you're trying to humanize those that don't have morals, and you can't because they're always skating in the wrong.
No. Yeah, because you're wanting to judge someone's morals because someone will judge my body count.
So what you're saying is it's okay for you to judge other people's morals, but if somebody's judging somebody else's morals, then you're like, no, can't have that. No, can't have that. No.
Yeah, it's because I'm better than everyone else.
What about the people that you work with that have COVID that some of them refuse to wear the mask or whatever? Maybe they're thinking, well, Rodney, maybe you should be wearing a mask and just shutting the fuck up, and why did you have to turn us in?
Well, so here's my thing. I always go back to I always go back to God. And if we stand and we look at each other in a mirror, who did God bless more? Me or the person I'm standing next to? Almost every time that answer is going to be me.
Though.
What?
That's being conceited.
No, it isn't.
Yeah.
No.
You're opening up a can of worms that you can't go back on.
No, that's not being conceited at all.
It is. That's being a hypocrite too.
How's it being a hypocrite?
We don't.
Come
listen.
on, start it. Don't throw this out there, Jason. Come on, I can talk for hours. Don't be a pussy about this. Don't be a fucking twat about this. Come on, you little cunt. Yeah. Stop being a little bitch about this. Is that really how you want to ring in your 50th birthday, as being a little bitch? I am more blessed.
Hey, I needed this laugh. Thank you, Rodney. I really appreciate it.
I am more blessed than almost anyone I know.
You're the most conceited person than anybody else I know.
But so why am I conceited? Because you need to have something. Because conceited would mean that I'm inflating my self-worth. So what am I inflating that I'm not?
I'm better than everybody. You're better than everybody.
So no. So here's the thing. So my IQ puts me in the top 1.1%. So let's talk about that other 98.9%. So they're not as blessed as me.
IQ my IQ is higher than yours.
So
I'm in 140s.
So what high IQ society you're part of? I'll join it and we'll hang out together.
There is no such thing as a high IQ society.
So you're not in any society. You just decide.
I'm not in any society. I'm saying that there's not any societies. You show me proof that you are in an actual society versus going out to a Google website and making a printout saying, I'm a member of the high IQ society. There's no such thing.
So Mensa's not a thing either. Mensa, the International High IQ Society, the 999 Society, none of those are real things.
999, so that's 666 upside down.
It is. God, you're retarded sometimes. You know that, right? So this is why I don't think. So where were you tested? Because I'm going to say I don't think that your IQ is 140. Because I will tell you, I know someone whose IQ is 141, and that's our daughter's. And I had pinpointed it's 141. And I'll tell you, I don't pinpoint you in the 140s. And I don't think I know a lot of people that I talk to. I talk to a lot of people. Harry Bodley Scott, who's been on the show. From London. He's in the International High IQ Society. He's a 143, and you're not a 143, and you're not a 141. So if you want to prove to me that you actually are those, that's fine. But I will tell you that someone who has a high IQ, I'm not saying that yours not high, but I'm saying it's not 140 high. And if you want to prove me
when my psychologist tested me,
and what test did you take? What test did you take?
I don't know. I was in 8th grade, and he said that my IQ was a 142.
So, well, I will disagree with them. You can retake a test. You can take free tests out there. There's many societies. Actually, if you want to see a very, very funny one, there's a guy that talks about the number of high IQ societies in. He's in 16. And the funny thing, he goes, you know why I'm not in 17 high IQ societies? I don't want to be looked at as being precocious. He's hilarious. So he's on the spectrum, but he actually belongs to 16 different high IQ societies, and he will tell you why people join. And I'm not saying you don't have a high IQ, but I will challenge that where you currently are is at a 142.
I think I've got a higher IQ than you, and you're just jealous now. It's okay.
No. Here's the deal. All you need in the so Mensa is the top 2%, which is 132 and above. The high IQ society is 124 and above. It's the top 5%. So that means you only have to be 1 in 20. You can go out there and you can take the test. You can get in the society, because then we have our own little page that you can go to, and then we'll be able to communicate in there, and you'll be able to communicate with other people. Like, there's some really cool people in there. Travis Taylor is one of our members.
Sounds like a bunch of fucking nerds gathering around playing T&D with IQs.
Well, yeah, that's the difference between us and people that play D&D. We have IQs. You're 100% correct. Good job. I never worry about my IQ, because all someone has to do is join one of the societies that I belong to, or join another society and tell me what it is, and I'll join that society with you, because all of them are going to have internal pages where their members can communicate with each other. Because it's funny, one day I was communicating, I was laughing because I am not like the normal high IQ person because of my personality. So I get a lot of comments on there, and I was laughing about something. I remember I was at physical therapy, and my therapist asked, and I said what it was, and they go, oh, what? They looked at my phone, and they go, what site is that? I go, it's the High IQ Society. And they go, well, how do you get that that app. And I go, well, you have to join the High IQ Society. So you can do it, and then you can communicate with us. That would be fun. Then you can
pay a 99-cent fee to get a piece of construction paper, and then you add your glitter to it. You got to BYOG. You got to bring your own glitter, and then you super glue it on there. And then
It sounds like someone who's afraid of taking a test. Like, I'm a card-carrying member.
I'll even beat you in the test.
Okay, you name the test. Let's go take a Mensa test together, because I no longer belong to Mensa, and I would love to do that. Okay,
I want to take a menstruating test with you.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. See, that's not it. And also because you keep dogging your wife's IQ and saying that it's low, and if it was as low as you guys keep referencing, I don't think you two would be able to be together. Once again, if you're more than one different.
What have I told you in the past? She believes that ignorance is bliss, and she is a lot smarter than what she puts on. Her IQ is way up there. I mean, it's probably higher than it's higher than what you think she is as a nurse, because you were saying earlier that all nurses are dumb. So
no, I'm just saying
it's a lot higher than
all the nurses are doing pornos. That's what I see. All the porns I see have nurses in them. That's what I say.
I gotcha. Well, anyway.
Okay. Join a society, and then we can talk.
Societies
that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hold you out. That I'll prevent you from being on the show again until you join a high IQ society, and you can pick whichever one you want.
I don't need a society to reverberate my IQ. Just like you shouldn't have to join a society just to prove that you think that you know more than everybody else.
No, the reason we join a society is so we can talk to like-minded people, because it's hard to. Everyone I talk to during the day, not everyone, because we have Trinity.
Do you think that I'm beneath you?
I'd say you're close, but I'd say you're beneath me. We haven't spent that much time together. Okay. I haven't seen your.
Later then. All right, bye.
Well, that was the end. So yes. So to answer that, but see, that's the thing. If someone's going to finish and be that upset about their IQ, I'm not upset if someone beats my IQ. I'm just saying I would be able to identify when that happens. Watch, I'm going to screen the call and not answer it. So, and that wraps up this show. But yeah, do I think that I am better than most? Yeah. And if you want to, so here's the thing. All you have to do is counter that and give me some sort of, like if I say, well, I'm blessed because I'm tall, and someone could counter, well, I'm blessed because I'm short and I travel a lot. I fit better on airplanes. And I would be like, yes, that would be great. Whenever I travel on an airplane, I wish I was tinier, because I will tell you at 6'5", I always say 6'6", your knees will be in the person in front of you. At 6'5", your knees are just in the seat in front of you. So, anyway, this is a long show. Maybe this will be an unreleased show. Who knows? Maybe not. Let's see. We talked about work. We talked about COVID. We talked about IQs. We talked about lots of stuff. So we think Jason is mad, but I will tell you, he will be back on the show once he joins a high IQ society, and I don't give a shit which one. I will do, if he's really that smart and gets into like the 999 society or something like that, I can tell you I can't get into that society. I know some people that can. I cannot do that. So there are some that I cannot get into. And here's the other thing. I'm going to close with this. So Jason was asking about, and I've told this story before, but I'm going to talk about challenge cards. So I'm a card carrying member. So we do have cards that identify us as being members of the International High IQ Society. And I've always said that, if, we should get new cards because they're basic, they're old. Mine's 20 plus years old. I mean, it's worn out. You really have to strain your eyes at this point to to see that all the details and everything of the card. So I wanted a very basic card. I wanted like a black card with just big gold numbers of what your IQ was. And that way, if you're in a discussion with someone, that you could just slam that down, and it's basically like a trump card. Whoever's is higher, they win that conversation, whether they're right or not. If you just need to end a conversation. And so I go, then I could whip out my card that said 136. And so someone replied on the High IQ Society, they said, well, what happens when someone pulls out a card that says 160? And I said, I do not get into disagreements with people whose IQs are 160. Someone who's 160, to me, I'm like someone who's a 100 IQ. I could probably talk to you and be coherent in my words, but you're not, the conversation, it's not going to be stimulated. You're not going to be like, oh, I want this conversation to go on for 2 hours and 15 minutes like this podcast did. Anyway, thank you all for listening. This has been a long podcast. It's been a different podcast. It's been full of energy. It's been full of lots of things. So thanks for listening. A lot of cussing too. I earned the explicit logo on this one. So this time, I'm actually going to walk us out on this one. Thank you all for listening to the podcast. My name's Ro. This is the Stone Genius Podcast.